And there we go. All right. So this is Villas del Zocalo Apartment Investment Offering Webinar. This is a 192 unit property. It is in the heart of Dallas, Texas. It is right by Love Field. It's situated by Bachman Lake. This is just a overview picture here. Our deal sponsors, everybody's going to introduce themselves here in a moment. Oh, I'm Crystal Lee Thomas. My husband's name is David, and we're going to just keep going. So this is a standard confidentiality and disclaimer slide. We have this on all of our webinars, and this is written by an attorney. I'm not going to read it to you. We will be sending this out, so if you want to read it word for word when we send it out, you can, or you can take a screenshot and read it. Basically, this is just letting you know that what we're sharing with you are projections, and nothing is guaranteed. So, this is and this is intended only for people who are wanting to learn about the investment and consider investing with us. All right, so our amazing sponsor team. So I am going to let everybody take a moment and just quickly introduce themselves so you know who is on here and have a chance to just connect with us real quick. So let's see. Derek, you want to go ahead and just introduce yourself?
Sure. Good evening, everybody. I'm Derek Troy. My wife, Michelle, and I have been investing with the Sunrock community for approximately 10 years now. We've passively invested in 29 deals over that 10 years. You can see there, Michelle and I have 3 children, the youngest being a senior in high school and the other 2 off in college. And one, the oldest one is working at Disney World too. So I'll turn it over to Scott and Betty Jo.
Good evening, and we're Scott and Betty Jo Clark, and we started investing in commercial property and single family homes, commercial property about 15 years ago. And when we built our own clinic, we've been in practice 22 years in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And then we got into single family vacation rentals in Florida. We bought and sold one, and we still have another property that we have. And this is our first, we're new to Brad Sunrock Group in 2023. This is our first multifamily, but we are super excited, not just as another avenue of investment, but also just what it brings to additional families by increasing the value of these properties. And watching it affect multiple lives is a pretty awesome thing. And we believe God just placed this in our lives for a reason, and we're excited to be here.
Awesome. And Larry, are you, there you are. There's Larry. Take it away, Larry.
Good evening, all. I'm Larry Troy. I've been investing with Brad Sunrock's group since 2010, 13 years now. And I've been the sponsor on 5 deals and 24 total deals that we've been into. The 5 deals I've sponsored have been with Crystal Lee. We've actually 2 of them have gone full cycle already, and we returned just about everything that we promised to our investors at that time. Retired and have been retired since 2001. So Crystal Lee, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. And it's such an honor to partner with these amazing people on this deal. And, with Larry, my husband, David, and I have partnered with Larry now. This will be our 5th deal together as general partners. So it's been quite a journey, and it's been an amazing journey. And I'm so honored and just, it's very humbling. We make a great partnership, and we love to bring other people on to our deals that we connect well with, that we feel like we have similar outlooks on business and life and, spiritual outlooks. And, I love everybody on here, and I'm honored to be working with everybody on here. It's a great group of people. And, so with that being said, my husband's name is David. That's a picture of us right there with our children, William and Christian, and they are twin boys. They will be 7 years old in December, so coming up soon. And like Betty Jo said, it's a feel-good business, because when you are approaching this business with the right integrity and with the right reasons of wanting to improve the property and wanting to impact people's lives in a positive way, including your investors, your tenants, even the service providers that work on our deals. It's a win-win. And it's a feel good. So I love what she said there. So this is your sponsor team. And, collectively, let's see, I think Derek said he had invested in 29 properties as limited partner. That's super impressive. This is our 6th deal as general partner. And then my husband David and I have been passive investors in 23 deals. So if I haven't had a chance to meet any of you yet, then I'd love to, and we're going to move right along. So this slide just shows you who our business partners are. As I mentioned, this is a team sport. Can't do this alone. There's several people and several companies that are involved in this that help us move the needle and get things going. So the SAS, that's our water conservation. They are going to do the water study, the water conservation assessment, and go in and really help us reduce costs by replacing, like toilets and faucets and stuff. We'll touch on that more later on in the presentation. Crowdfunding attorneys. These are the attorneys that have put together our subscription booklet and, just helped us with our PSA and everything. It's an absolute necessity to have a skilled and knowledgeable and trusted attorney on your team. Brad Sumrock, so you've heard his name a couple times already. So, he is well known in the industry. He's been doing this for 20 plus years. He is a tried and true mentor and coach to many, many, many hundreds and hundreds of people who he's taught how to do this. And, he's taught us how to do this, and he's an advisor, or a coach. We can run things by him and get his guidance on things, and his coaches can, have helped us guide us and made suggestions on, our business plans and things like that. Northmark is the listing broker that listed this property, and also they are they're brokering the financial piece of it, so the mortgage. Fairmont Property Management Company. They are a property management company that we have a track record with. They're currently managing one of our other properties in Plano. They do a fantastic job, top notch. Brett is the owner, and he's been around for years and years doing this. And, property management is very important. They have agreed to partner with us on this deal to be our property management company. So we're already getting the ball rolling on that with them. Cash flow portal. This is the investor management portal. So you'll hear more about that towards the end here. This is how you'll be able to subscribe to this offering and manage your investment all in one place. So just a couple quick highlights about this investment. So the minimum investment is $75,000. And, if you have any sort of unique situation, please reach out to us and let us know. We can usually, kind of like if you need to combine like personal cash and IRA money or something, we can usually kind of work with you on that. So please, reach out to us if you have some questions or anything about that. Our projected investment is 3 to 5 years, and the projected overall return 86.53, and the projected annual cash flow 5%, and the projected IRR or internal rate of return is 18.8%. So here's some highlights. I'm not going to read all of this, but just one of the amazing things about Villas del Zocalo is the location. It is prime location. It is just right off Northwest Highway. It's less than a mile east of I-35. If you're not from Dallas-Fort Worth, this is a major highway in Dallas, and it's right by Love Field Airport. So we have 2 large airports here, DFW and Love Field, and it's the other name of this is Bachman Lake area. So we'll show you some other pictures up here coming up so you can see visually where it is. It's just situated, I mean, it's centrally located to pretty much anything and everything. Shops, major employers, you know, it's, I mean, you can see on here the Southwestern Medical District, downtown Dallas, North Park Center, University of Dallas, shops at Bluffview. And so, you know, this has really allowed for a phenomenal growth in this submarket, this Northwest Dallas submarket. So year over year rent growth is 13.6% and maintaining an occupancy of 95%, which is super strong. And then also it's in the Dallas ISD, which is a highly ranked school district. Moving on here. This visually just shows you on the map where it is. So you can see downtown Dallas is up here, Love Field. And then here is Villas del Zocalo. This is Bachman Lake. So you can just kind of see visually where it's located here. And I am going to turn it over to Derek. He is going to talk to you about the, oh no, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. I saw market and I thought market comp. So market overview. Real quickly here, the top economic drivers in this market is the Dallas Love Field Airport, the Medical District, the Central Business District, North Park Center, SMU, White Rock Lake, Dallas Arboretum. So, you know, one of the reasons why this is important is our tenant base needs places to work, and there's no shortage of employers near this property. I mentioned the year-over-year rent growth already, and the average household income, $99,000 in a 3-mile radius, and the median home value, $500,000 plus, and that's a 3-mile radius. And these pictures here are interior pictures of the model units, of the model unit at this property. Moving on more, here's just another way to show you the market overview of the Dallas area. You know, we all absorb information differently, so we want to try to share with you in different ways. Some people are visual learners, some are learn by hearing. So for me, I need it in multiple ways before it gets into my thick head. So here's just another astounding. I mean, this is really phenomenal to see these statistics of 8 million DFW residents. That's a $1.2 million population, or 1.2 million population growth since 2010. Like, that's phenomenal. I mean, these are just all those levers that you want to look for in a market to support a property like this. Here's another example on a map of the major employers. So you can see that here is our subject property, Villas del Zocalo, Dallas Love Fields here, Southwestern Medical Center, we have Uptown Dallas, we have the North Park Mall, we've got the Dallas Central Business District, all very close to here. Now I'm going to turn it over to Derek to talk to you about the market comps. And Derek, take it away.
All right. So for the market comps, we're gonna look at we looked at the 5 closest properties that were similar. They're similar builds, similar year built, similar size units, and just overall very comparable to the subject property. From this chart, you can see that the Villa del Zocalo rents are substantially below the market rents, and that the occupancy in the entire neighborhood is very strong, which means going in day one, we have a lot of upside to build instant equity with our rental growth plan, which we'll talk a little bit later about. Go ahead, next one. This is the map showing where the subject, the comps are located. Just to orient you, this is kind of reversed from the picture. Going left to right, that is the Northwest Highway. And on the left side of the chart there is 35 East. And then you got Bachman Lake, which you could see, and just at the bottom of the map there would be Love Field. Going into the different size units and the unit mix, we're going to start with the smaller of the 1-bedroom units. We have 3 floor plans in this category. And you can see that all three of them are $300 plus below their comparable market rents, which is anywhere from 60 to 80 cents a square foot, depending on the size of the unit. Going up to the larger one, oh, go back for a second. Going up to the larger one bedrooms, kind of a similar story. Again, over $300 below the market rent, and approximately 50 cents per square foot below the competition in the neighborhood. Go ahead, next chart. And then we'll look at the two bedrooms here. Again, same story, 300 plus below market at 44 cents per square foot below. It just shows you how much room we have to grow. And we took a very conservative approach that we'll show you a little bit later on rent growth. Next chart. Here's the summary of the breakdown of all the units. You can see we have quite a few one bedrooms with a few two bedrooms thrown in, and then overall averages for all of them there. Again, showing that we are well below the market. We have great opportunity for rent increases starting day one of ownership. Next. I think I'm going to turn it over to Scott and Betty Jo now.
And as you can see on this one, this is just some highlights of this. We did, as we said, 192 units, built in 1981. The number of buildings is 17. It's 2- and 3-story buildings, each of them. Brick, hard siding, stucco is the exterior. And the roof is just what we like, pitched, and even better, it was replaced in 2017. So it is a newer roof, and it is pitched. Some of the mechanical highlights, as you can see, the electrical is all individually metered. Heating and cooling is individual units, which is a great feature. Wiring is all copper, so it's up to date, more up to date, and good for us. And the plumbing, PVC and copper. We also have 5 full-time employees on site, and so it is a great overall property.
We're very grateful that the previous owners, they did an amazing job doing all the improvements for us with the vast variety of the amenities. They're all high quality and well maintained. As you can see, I'll mention some of them, but the large L-shaped pool that's right smack dab in the middle of the complex. It's functional, it's available, it's a big plus for this whole complex. It has multiple rooms in the clubhouse that are available for people, different sizes. Adjacent to that, there is a wonderful rocked grilling station, outdoor kitchen, also available. All the landscaping is mature. It's been taken very, very good care of. There's also a dog park. So that's it, everything for anything to make the life more accessible, more generational for all the tenants there. As we switch to the next slides, you'll see there's the central location of the L-shaped pool. It also has a beautiful sports court in the playground. There it is in the next one. And here's a couple of the rooms that are available for them. Right off the corner of the bottom one, there's the business center, and it has multiple computers and a printer for the tenants' use as well. There's the beautiful masoned in grilling station and the covered area as well. So there's lots of areas for them to relax and enjoy the outside amenities.
And the inside, this is a model unit showing the inside. And on the left is just the updated units. All have black appliances, hardwood floors, fireplaces, large kitchens, and brushed nickel. So they've done a great job updating the ones that have already, and that's what we're going to continue. And these are pictures of model unit. Now we're going to turn it over to Larry, who is definitely great with numbers for us.
That's what they bring me along for sometimes, I think. This is our standard underwriting spreadsheet. The top portion shows you the unit mix and the current rents. And our pro forma rents, what we're doing is we've just bumped the current rents by $100 a unit As Derek explained earlier, the units are actually running in the $300 to $400 range below the market. So we have plenty of room to increase as we move on. The other area I want to talk a little bit about is our financing. We're getting new financing on this. We've got a loan of a little over 10.4 million, and it's a 7-year loan with 4 years of interest only. So we can work with it along the way. We're buying down the interest rate to get it down in the 6% range. Right now they're up a bit more, and this will help us as we go forward because the prepayment penalties, if we sell early, the prepayment penalty is based on the interest rate at the time, and as it goes lower, the prepayment goes up. So the lower that we have to start, the better off we will be. The closing costs include everything that we've been spending so far, plus the normal fees for the banks and title and all. Next slide. Next. Crystal, there we go. This is the 5 years maintenance analysis of it. Across the top, we've got the average annual increased rents we're projecting, which are still in the conservative range. Gives us a standard growth, which isn't too high. And we're also projecting our economic vacancy to hang in there at around 10% as we get into the stabilized portion of the time. Our revision cap rate is at 5.5, which is where CoStar feels the cap rates will be as a standard going out 4 to 5 years, which is our target. Anything else on here? It shows we've got a cash flow each year of 4 to 8%, varying as we go forward, and that'll show up in just a few moments here. Next slide. On the expense side, all of these expense numbers on the right-hand side are from our property management company, Fairmont. They're the ones who have been in this area for quite a few years. They understand the business, and they understand the people that you have to have for it. They've already talked to all of the employees that are currently on the property. All those employees are interested in staying on, and that will give us a handle up, because then they know where the skeletons are buried, if you will, in the property. The one item I want to show in here, the two items that are not from the property management company, is the taxes and the insurance. We've gone out for a number of quotes on insurance, and we're still working on that. But the property taxes, we've also looked at what is going on and how the protests in Texas were allowed to protest the appraised value, and that is being done right now too. So we have a feeling that these numbers are solid going forward. Under utilities, you'll see the water conservation. SAS, our water conservation company, has already been to the site when we were doing due diligence, and they found a compilation of a variety of toilets on the property, anywhere from 1.1 gallons all the way up to 3 gallons per flush. So we will be going through and changing out toilets and shower heads and fix the aerators on the sinks, so that they can reduce the cost of water. Water and sewer is the biggest utility bill that you have in any of these deals. Next. As far as CapEx goes, what we're going to do with the property, again, down at the bottom, you see we're going to install the water saving devices. That's our big. The simple is about $36,000 a year in annual savings, which will help us. The next thing is up the top. We plan to do about 10% of the units, or 20 more units, will be upgraded to a higher ability, leaving some for the next buyer to go forward with. And along with the implementing the enhancement, we could be installing washers and dryers in the units and charging for those. We're still looking at implementing reserve covered parking and what it would take to really do it and make it work in this property because of the location. And also checking with Spectrum, who has a contract for the providing to the tenants directly the cable on the property. Would it make sense to add an internet package and then charge it through the rent? Next. Looking forward as a projection, at the bottom of the slide, you can see if you're to make a $100,000 investment, we're calculating through our depreciation in year one, you'll get about a 35 to 40% refund. So there's $35,000 to $40,000 in depreciation directly off the top. If our cost segregation company does the right job, that may even be higher. And then the cash flow for years 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 there is shown. And when you sell it, there'll be, of course, a big bump for the total of $186,000 for $100,000 input. So you get your money back plus $86,000. Again, the term we're looking at is 3 to 5 years, and projects a total IRR of 18.18%. Next slide. This is the organization that we've set up for it. The investors, limited partners, will receive 80% of all distributions, and the sponsors will receive 20%, broken down as you see. And also we have a management LLC, which will be overseeing the operation of the property management company, and we are all the members that manage that. Next. Cost segregation and bonus depreciation are big keywords that for the last few years we've had the ability to take 100% depreciation on certain items on the property in year one. That is reduced to 80% this year. But how this works is you have to have an engineering company go in and do a cost segregation study. They look at all the personal property, which is the 5-year and 15-year depreciable property, including items such as the carpet, the appliances, the electrical, the concrete stops in the parking lot, fencing, anything that is movable, landscaping on the property, the parking lot itself. The only thing that is not depreciable is the land. So they'll pull those things away, and what's left is the main building. The building is your real property, which is 27.5-year depreciation. So if you didn't do the cost segregation, everything gets depreciated at that rate, which means that you can't get these other things moved out quicker. If you pull it out, and on the next slide will show you some of the things. Now back up. If you pull it out, then you don't get you get the 5-year and 15-year available for bonus depreciation. Otherwise, you take the 5-year over 5 years and 15 over 15 years, which gives you a little bit of acceleration. Under bonus depreciation, 80% of the 5-year and the 15-year property is depreciable in year one. Our engineering company has estimated that it would be about $3.9 million in depreciation for year one, which is the part that you would receive as in part of your K1, the annual report, which would go directly onto your tax return. Next slide now. This is a net present value calculation that shows how the depreciation would apply. In the 5-year property, 80% bonus depreciation is actually $2.9 million. Plus we get the depreciation for 2023, which is about a month and a half of $24,000. So you can get a total bonus depreciation in year one of $2.95 million. And then the remaining 20% gets spread over the next 5 years, which is where you see it going down. The 15-year property similarly is about $877,000 is depreciable under the 80% bonus, and $1,800 for year 2023 for another $879. And then the 27.5 is the remaining portion of the property. Now, we only get a month and a half of that for 2023. So there's only $49,000 there, which totaling those up gets you the 3.885 million. If we didn't do the cost segregation, year one, we would only get $71,000 of depreciation. So you can see there's a difference of $3.8 million allowable. And then this chart is only the first 10 years. The chart actually in our report will go out for the full 27.5, showing us what is going on. Next slide. Derek, you're picking this up.
All right. So I'm just going to go over the investment structure and the fee disclosure here. Our purchase price, I think we mentioned it earlier, that it's $16.2 million. That's $84,000 per door. Other properties in this area have been trading in the $115,000 per door range. Acquisition fee 1%, asset management fee of 2%, and property management fee is 3%. We are not taking any disposition fee, and if we do refinance at any time, there will be no fees taken for that. We are planning on quarterly distributions. As he just mentioned, the LPGP split was 80-20, which means the limited partners get 80% of all the distributions and the general partners get 20. Looking at the financing, just to review here, we're looking at a 7-year Fannie Mae loan, 4 years of interest only at an interest rate of approximately 6%, with a loan amount just over $10.4 million. 30-year amortization, so the loan to value there is just under 64%. Our capital raise for this deal, we have a minimum set at $7 million with a maximum raise of $8 million. We'll go ahead on to the next chart. So why would you want to invest in Villa del Zocalo? This is the last chance for 80% bonus depreciation. Next year, the bonus depreciation will drop to 60%. We've talked about it several times. The excellent location, downtown Dallas area, right near all the market drivers. This asset will be cash flowing from day one. Again, our purchase price is $84,000 per door, which is a great value in this market. It's a 1980s build. Scott and Betty Jo went over the mechanical strengths from it being a 1980s build, copper wiring, copper plumbing, and we have a very strong sponsor team with a lot of experience in multifamily investments. Next, I think it's you, Crystal.
Awesome. Wonderful. Great job, everybody. So yeah, this is it's so exciting. It's just looking at all of the checks all the boxes for us. One of the reasons why my husband David and I have partnered with Larry on so many deals is just the conservative approach, our conservative underwriting, and that's something that is a key importance for Derek and for Scott and Betty Jo as well. And so, just looking at the purchase price and that being below the whisper, and about 84,000 a door in the location. I mean, it's in such great condition. And it also has a really cool story. So, some of you probably got some of our emails which touched on this, but I just wanted to share with you. So the sellers actually own 3 other properties right next to this one, within like 11 city blocks of each other. And they're selling 3 of them and they're keeping 1. And the one that they're keeping is right next to Villas del Zocalo. And, you think, why does that really matter? Well, number one, they are a very industry savvy owner, operator. So they understand the multifamily investing world. And they, as you can see from the pictures and just from, the stats and everything, they've taken great care of the property. So they've been great owner operators. They're selling this and the two others because they've owned them for a while now. And I think with this one, they actually owned it for about 10 years, and they refinanced. And when they refinanced at a variable rate. And so, they need to sell. It's just the best move for them and their investors. What is exciting is that they're going to still continue to own the property right next to ours. So we know that they're strong owners that are going to be in the market still next to us, which just helps the performance of our property, just helps knowing that the property right next to ours is going to continue to be well maintained and continue to be well operated. It's a law of leverages, right? And anybody, if you have any passive investments, you want to know, like, hey, what's right around the property. So it's a really cool story, and love the fact that it's located where it is, and that it's in the condition that it is, and it's exciting. So just moving on here very quickly, our PSA is already effective. We've already finished our due diligence. Today's the investor webinar. Our subscription period opens tomorrow. So I'm going to give you instructions on how to do that. Anybody on here, if you have questions, we're going to also open it up for Q&A. We would love for you all to be on this journey with us and to join us on this opportunity. It's really quite a blessing, and it's very humbling to be able to be on this with you all. So the subscription period ends November 10th, and our target closing is November 14th. As with all multifamily deals, we do have extensions if we need to utilize them, but we really are, targeting to close on this deal mid-November. All right, so here are the instructions to join us on this. So we're going to be running everything through the cash flow portal. It's smooth, makes things so convenient. This is the fourth deal, I think, or third deal, and I will be using cash flow portal on. And I want to do all of us through there. And I wish that all deal sponsors would use a portal. It just makes things super easy, super convenient. Everything's digital. You fill out everything digitally, and then you can log in and you can see, all of the report throughout ownership that will be updating you. And, you can also see any distributions. You can track your distributions that you've gotten back and everything like that. So this URL will take you straight to the portal. It's tinyurl.com/Zocalo portal. And all of this will be live tomorrow. So if you go to it right now, you'll be able to access it, but they're working on getting all of our subscription booklet and everything uploaded, and all the, I think they use HelloSign to integrate with it. So, but the minimum investment is $5,000, and you will need to review all the subscription documents and sign them. Those are all through the portal. Oops. And included in those is the PPM, the private placement memorandum, our company agreement, subscription agreement, investor suitability questionnaire, and instructions will be sent to you. And, please, wire your funds within 5 days of the subscription acceptance, and we'll just be rolling, and looking forward to, hopefully knocking another one out of the park here. All right, so now we're going to open it up to Q&A. So you can type in a question. If you'd like, type in a question, you can go to the Q&A box and then type your question and hit send. And actually, in order for me to be able to, oh, there we go. All right, so I do actually have so we are getting some questions here. And let's see. The question says, what is the break-even occupancy rate for it? I'm not sure what your question is. And I know you, hi, Kai, and if you want to re-ask your question so I understand, or Larry, do you? While we're doing that, we're going to move to another question.
I think you mean the break-even.
Yeah, break-even occupancy.
Okay, so break-even. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Actually, I didn't calculate that this time. Everything was looking so good.
All right. Oh, you've given.
Yeah, the DSCR percentage is on page 2 of the DSCR is on page 2 of the 5-year expense. It's one of the lines on there. The requirement is 1.25, and I think ours are running in the I don't have it up anymore, in the 2.0 range.
All right, and we had another question here on if we will be accepting retirement funds through self-directed IRAs, and absolutely yes, we sure will. Let's see. I know you're not a tax advisor, but can you use Roth IRA funds to invest at age 58? That's a great question,
Yes.
Charles.
Yes.
And
Roth
actually,
IRAs are not restricted from investing, and there's no age restriction on a Roth IRA.
awesome.
It has to be
Larry
through a
is
self-directed IRA, though.
Larry is the he is semi-retired. During tax season, he works for H&R Block, so he knows a little bit about taxes. So thanks for answering that, Larry. All right, so let's see, we're getting questions in the chat, and then we're also getting questions in the Q&A. So bear with me here as I kind of bounce back and forth, but it would be super helpful if you do have a question, if you could drop it in the Q&A section. It just helps us to better organize it. All right, so Denvip, thank you for asking that about $50,000 opportunity. So, you know, what we do is because we usually have such, you know, high interest in our deals, is that once we get, you know, kind of toward the end of our subscription period here, if we still have room, then we'll take lower than 75,000. So, you know, the answer is not no, but it's just not yet, and it might be no. But if we fill up, you know, we're going to take those who are at 75,000 or more. So we'll just let you know. I'll make a note of that, and we'll certainly let you know. Another question: who is the underwriter? You may have mentioned it earlier for the deal, so I'm assuming you're talking about financing. The lender, it's we're going through Northmark Financing, and it's a Fannie Mae conventional loan. All right, let's see. So with that being said, on one of our other slides, we did have all of our email addresses. I don't see any more questions, but I am going to just type in here. If you do have any questions, I'll put in my email address, and then we will, like I said, send out the slide deck, so you know you can grab our email addresses. Or actually, you know what? Since Larry and Derek and Scott, you guys are, and Betty Jo, you guys are panelists, so you can type your email address if you want in the chat box, so people can email everybody. But again, this is a huge honor, and it's very humbling. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy lives to join us on this. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And with that, all right, there's Scott and Betty Jo's email. Really appreciate the time being on here. I'm excited. And Larry's putting in his email address, and once he does that, then we'll close it out. So, and if you are NFL fans, I know there's a Chiefs Broncos game on right now. So you're gonna go enjoy watching your game or whatever else it is that you're doing with your day, with the rest of your night. So, all righty. Oops, did we get another question? Oh, we got one more question. Does the prospectus include our previous track record? So yes, we do have you know, our real estate resume in that in the subscription booklet. And also happy for whoever asked this question, if you would like to have a phone call with all of us, one of us, to talk individually or as a group, happy to do that as well, to talk about our previous track record. All right, and there is Larry's email address. All right, great question. And with that being said, I'm going to stop the recording